Today we're going to talk about how to get the best writing results for your students that you've ever seen. Yes, that is a bold claim, but what I'm going to teach you today is going to be really helpful for you in your classroom. And this is what a lot of our EB teachers use who've utilized our EB writing program with their classes. We've noticed over the years that our teachers are seeing some of the highest scores in their district, in their county, in their schools. And it's something that both Jessica and I saw when we were using the EBW approach in our classrooms with our students as well. So I want to offer this to you in this framework for you as a way in which to help you increase your student learning outcomes when it comes to writing. So at EB, we have what we call the EBW Approach, and we have a bunch of other YouTube videos about this as well that you can go watch. And in fact, this month we're focusing on writing. So last week's YouTube video that aired was all about this and how to incorporate this on a consistent basis. But essentially what the EBW Approach is it's your foundational writing style, okay? And it's rooted in literary analysis. EBW simply stands for evidence-based writing. And so what I want to offer to you is a formula, framework to help your students become great writers. Because a lot of the times what happens is we will assign students an essay and we'll say, write a hook. You know, you want to start your essay with a hook, and we explain what a hook is and we give them examples, and then they sit down to write and they can't come up with anything. Because honestly, it's really hard. When we were writing our book, to come up with like the hooks for the first chapter and new paragraphs and new sections, that's very, very difficult. It takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of intention, it takes a lot of confidence also as a writer. And so if our students don't have that yet, what tools can we offer them that are going to help them start to feel confident in their ability to write an essay? And so what's interesting is with creating great writers in our classrooms, a lot of that is going to stem from their belief that they are in fact great writers. But we get to help them create evidence for themselves that they are in fact great writers. And the way that we can do that is to give them a very solid foundational framework. So with the EBW approach, what we teach our teachers to do is we teach our teachers, instead of starting with hook, we're gonna start with tag. And tag stands for title, author, genre. And what this does is for our students who really, really struggle with starting an essay, it gives them a place to start. They know when they sit down to write their paper, all they have to do is write a sentence that has the title, author, and genre in it. And Sandra Cisneros' novel, The House on Mango Street, that's it. Like, that's the beginning. Or Sandra Cisneros is the author of The House on Mango Street. We'd include the genre too. That's all we're starting with. Super simple. Students can do that. It's easy, it's approachable. But then what I love about that is as students become more confident in their writing abilities, well, now we can add more to it. Can we add some adjectives to it? Can we make it more interesting? Could this eventually have a hook attached to it too? Yeah, it can. But we gotta give them those foundational skills first so they can build their confidence so they can start to feel like writers. Then the next thing that we teach in the introductory paragraph is a summary. And this is gonna be, 2 to 3 sentences, summary of what the book is about. And when we're first teaching this to our students, we really want to help them with a summary. We want to give them some summary points so they can put it into sentences of their own words, but we're giving them those key scenes from the text so that they can get to work on this. So many of our students know how to summarize. They just don't know how to summarize in the context of writing. So when we're first teaching, if we give them those key scenes, we're helping them build the confidence that, oh, okay, I can write a summary, right? We're giving them, essentially, think of it like training wheels to help support them as they start to feel more and more confident. Then after the summary at EB, we teach our claim. And this is simply your position or answer to the question. And if our question, we'll keep with The House on Mango Street, if our question is, how is Esperanza's identity shaped by her surroundings? At EB, we teach this to be very simple. Esperanza's identity is shaped by her surroundings. That's our claim. Then our premises are where we go into the reasoning. We're not listing a 3-part thesis statement. We can 100% teach students how to do that, but at EB we feel like it gets to be very simple and straightforward to begin with, so that they have that foundation, they have that evidence that they can do this. So this is what we start with. This is our introductory paragraph. And I believe we actually have a whole YouTube video all about this in more detail if you want to go watch that one too. But in doing so, you'll notice it's very simple. There's not a ton of bells and whistles. It's not crazy. It's a very simple formulaic approach to writing an introductory paragraph that's approachable, that's easy for students. Anyone can do this. So even a student who maybe can't even write a sentence normally, well, here we're making it very simple for them to write at least 4 sentences. They've already written a paragraph. Oh my gosh, maybe I am a writer. Maybe I can do this. So we're utilizing this foundation to start to believe, or to start to help them shift their belief of self as to the fact that they can actually write. They can actually do this. And so what's great is the rest of the EBW approach follows, this formulaic approach to writing literary analysis. And what's great about having that formulaic approach is it creates the foundation that they can practice with to then become better. Right? We've got to have the foundations of things to then be able to expand on it and add more to it and get better with it and add adjustments to it or a little flair to it, or to be able to take it to a different place and go even further with it. We can't do any of that stuff without these foundations. Just like in, basketball, we're not going to be Steph Curry unless we're sitting there practicing the very foundational basics of basketball skills. Writing is not any different. This is simply equipping students with, the triple threat position. You got to know that foundational position before you can pass, before you can shoot, before you can start to make those, bigger moves as an athlete. Same thing goes with writing. Students really have to have this foundational aspect to writing. So the body paragraphs will then follow the same structure. There's a very specific formula. Same thing with the conclusion paragraph as well. So I love this in terms of getting our students to be confident writers, is equipping them with this so that they can start to feel that. Because a lot of it is going to be about that belief of self that, oh, I can actually write. This is actually easy. It is something that I can do. I think that belief of self is what we miss in helping our students become successful writers. So hopefully you found this valuable. If you did, make sure that you subscribe where you're watching this video. Share this video with other middle school ELA teachers as well. And I will be back on our YouTube channel next week to talk a little bit more about writing with you as well. We'll see you then.